Welcome to my Visual Basic paint tutorials. In this tutorial, I'll be covering the DrawPie and FillPie methods. To understand the DrawPie and FillPie methods in Visual Basic, we must first understand how Visual Basic uses angles. Normally, we are used to seeing angles in the unitary circle increase counterclockwise, as seen on the image to the left. Visual Basic uses these same principles, but the values of the angles increase clockwise. In Visual Basic, we have the DrawPie and FillPie methods. These methods draw a pie-shaped figure defined by an ellipse specified by a coordinate pair, a width, a height, and two radial lines. Here's an example of each method. The DrawPie method on the left draws an outline of the pie shape. The FillPie method on the right draws a completely colored pie shape. Now we can define the DrawPie method. The DrawPie method uses 5 parameters to determine the shape of the pie. The 5 parameters used are 1. Pen, which determines the color, width, and style of the line. 2 is X and Y that define the starting position of the boundary rectangle. 3 is width and height. These values give the size of the boundary rectangle. 4 is start angle. It is the angle measured in degrees clockwise from the x-axis to the first side of the pie shape. 5 is the sweep angle. This is the angle measured in degrees clockwise from the start angle parameters to the second side of the pie shape. Here's an example with the DrawPie method and some values in its parameters. Pens.green gives the outline color of the pie shape. X and Y, or 1, 1, tells us the starting position of the boundary rectangle, represented with the red dot in the Cartesian plane. Width and height with the values 2, 2 gives us the size of the boundary rectangle, represented on the Cartesian plane with the yellow rectangle. The starting angle, or start angle, with the value of 45 tells us the angle from which the pie will start, represented with the green line on the Cartesian plane. The sweep angle with the value of 270 tells us how many degrees we'll be moving clockwise from the start angle, represented with the other green line on the Cartesian plane. Now I'll be showing the output of this example in the Cartesian plane. In this example, we have the FillPie method, which works exactly the same as the DrawPie method, except that the pen's parameter is replaced with the brush's parameter. Here's an example code that we will be using in Visual Basic. Now I'll be copy pasting the code into a Windows form in Visual Basic to see the output. Here it is. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial.